they were cheap as fuck. Like, they were $40 then. Like, this is when $40 was like $40 fucking dollars. Like, you know what I mean? A bucket of popcorn, 2 movie tickets, and some M&Ms or some shit like that. But now it's like $40 is the new like fucking $60 or some shit like that. So I didn't want to just going from that, from my sister telling me like, this is, you're either getting these or you're not getting nothing for your, I think it was either my birthday. I want to say it was my birthday. I was just like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? It really was like, at that time I was like, wow, like I was more concerned with the present. Now I'm more concerned about the principle. I don't get shoes or I don't get shit. What kind of like shit is that? And not that she said that, but it was like, you're either gonna get these shoes or you're not. And growing up, I always loved shoes. I would have like my mom would buy me like 1 pair of shoes a year. So if I had a pair of New Balances, I would stuck the whole school year. My mom would only buy me shoes like every school year. It wasn't until I was like a junior, my mom got me like 2 pairs of shoes at the same time, and I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, fucking my mom bought me 2 pairs of shoes at the same time. It's your boy, Big Stripper Vellies, with the God's Hour episodes, fucking 173 or some shit like that. I'm sorry, yo, it's so fucking hot up in this bitch, and we just turned the AC off. This is why I need to get my own place, bruh, so I can have the AC fucking blasting and run up my fucking electric bill real quick. I think this shit is too low right now, so I think I'm gonna turn it up. Yeah, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Yo, 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 yiggity, 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 yiggity. Here we go. Alright, cool. So, yeah, I think that might be a little too fucking high. Maybe I should put it one thing down, or am I good? You think I should put it up, or I'm good? You think I'm good, Presley? As long as I don't fucking scream, which I need to keep it down because it's a late night. The late night hour podcast. The late night, yeah. So hold on, let me fucking, I know y'all fucking over here want to hear me talk for 45 fucking minutes straight. That might not happen. There might be sips of water going through this piece real quick. It's hot. It's really fucking hot. Like, I wish I would have just went to, I live in another fucking state, like fucking the homie NC, Indiana, where it's cold all the fucking time. But then I'd be sick of that too. I'd really be sick of living in other places where it's really fucking hot, you know what I mean? And I kind of don't want to be loud and shit, so now it really will have to be like, this one is the Marihuano episode, Marihuanero episode, where everybody's gonna fucking have to deal with me not being as loud as I am and as fucking, you know, whatever it is. But it's basically a late June hot summer night. Summer days just sitting around, but when Bitch Serbs comes out, you better be running. Oh, hey, he be loading up them 45s. Yes, so today was pickup day for Saturday. Good old, and it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Before I get into what I was about to say, let me show y'all something real quick, right? So I got my dad some fucking shoes. You could tell that it's not a particular brand just from the color, right? So I guess we are gonna have to shout them out, because fucking why Nike doesn't make. So these I got from my pops, and I thought these were great, right? I don't know shit about Air Maxes. I don't have a pair of Air Maxes. I wanted to get my pop something that he don't got, and he don't got stylish shoes, let alone some shits like these. I know these are like the Geezer Goon Squad 3s and shit like that, but whatever, bro. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter to me. I bought them for my pop, so if you don't like it, you could go fuck yourself, you know? My pop he don't have shoes like that. It's funny, like, him and my mom are very opposite in the fact that my mom has so many different shoes. You know, my mom has a whole 2 closets full of shoes and clothes and shit like that, and my dad doesn't. Like, if anything, my dad has, like, more suits and work clothes than he does, like, regular clothes. And my dad's, like, real. He's been dressed in, like, real 50s-ish for, like, a long time. My dad likes wearing shirts with cars on them and fucking you know, my dad's real basic jean guy, either polo, but he got that from me. He didn't start wearing polos until I started stepping out with polos, and he started really stepping out with polos. So my pop, like, I feel like I really stepped the lead up when it comes to like this fashion shit. But I really got to give it to my mom, because my mom's a hairstylist, so my mom really do be piecing it up like that. But my mom's a girl, and obviously I'm a man, so I feel like I got my style from my mom, and my pop got my style from me. Half and half though, because my dad, well, actually not, like, I'm not into suits, so if I got into suits, my pops would really, like, I feel like he would, like, get into suits again. I only got one, and it's like, why am I gonna wear a suit? I don't go anywhere fancy, and I'm not, I'm just not wearing suits like that. The reason why my dad has so many suits is because they would go out all the time, and they dress to the nines, and they dance, and yada yada yadas. So I got my dad some shoes, and this is the thing, bro. I'm not about to pay like $100, $75 for no fucking fancy shoes. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna look out for the deals, and that's how I'm gonna do it. If anyone thinks I'm cheap, fuck you. Like, I feel like I have the right to be cheap, just in general in life, but especially now with inflation and shit. Like, there's a lot of things that cost a lot, and for you to be spending $100 on shoes is foolish to me. You know what I mean? I could give a fuck how I look like to anybody else. It's just like, in my opinion, I just try to do what I can for my dad. And even though he didn't like the shoes, he didn't like how they fit, they're too narrow, I'm gonna have to go back to the Nike store and get him some shoes and shit. It's like, it doesn't matter to me, bro. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go and get him some fucking shoes, and if you don't like them, I'm gonna get him another fucking pair. Like, that's fine. The whole, like, my sister, I remember she bought me some shoes for one of my birthdays. I forget, I was like a teenager, but I didn't like them, and I didn't want to tell my sister that I didn't like them, and she was like, they were cheap as fuck, like, they were $40 then. Like, this is when $40 was like $40 fucking dollars, like, you know what I mean, a bucket of popcorn, 2 movie tickets, and some M&Ms, or some shit like that. But now it's like $40 is the new, like, fucking $60 or some shit like that. So I didn't want to, just going from that, from my sister telling me, like, this is, you're either getting these or you're not getting nothing for your, I think it was either my birthday, I want to say it was my birthday. I was just like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? It really was like, at that time I was like, wow, like, I was more concerned with the present. Now I'm more concerned about the principle. I don't get shoes or I don't get shit. What kind of, like, shit is that? And not that she said that, but it was like, you're either gonna get these shoes or you're not. And growing up, I always loved shoes. I would have like my mom would buy me like 1 pair of shoes a year. So if I had a pair of New Balances, I would stuck the whole school year. My mom would only buy me shoes like every school year. It wasn't until I was like a junior, my mom got me like 2 pairs of shoes at the same time, and I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, fucking my mom bought me 2 pairs of shoes at the same time. Now, granted, this is a little like first world problems, because a lot of people, you dig, like, they can only afford 1 pair of shoes a year. But going back to, like, I love shoes, you know what I mean? And I would have loved to have, like, stylish shoes. So I think that's why I kind of brag about being more stylish. Like, when I say things like Ray Trace and Apex, 2 tones, or I don't think this song has come out, or where I said black spikes on an all black felines. I've been a G since I was knee high, me high. Been a G since I was knee high, me. Oh no, wait, no, that one hasn't come out. That's probably unreleased. I don't even think I've recorded that one yet. But you know, like, it just goes back to being like stylish. And for Father's Day, I wanted to do something special for my pop, and that was I wanted them all yesterday. Super busy day yesterday. I woke up, got the fucking oil change. You ever like forget about shit in like your car? Like, you gotta fix your car up and shit, and then you gotta fix your car up and you're like, oh shit, like, I need to put oil, I need to do this, I need to do that. It's very, very, for me, I like take it for granted, just because I'm just so used to, I think, my pop being like a mechanic, and he's like, yo, you gotta get this, make sure, like, my pops really takes care of like a lot of my car troubles and shit, and he has been doing that. But now, like, I gotta take the onus on me and really be like checking and maintaining my vehicle, you know what I mean? So I think I checked on in my car, and I was like, something stupid, like 1,000 miles over the oil change, and I was like, fuck, dude, like, I knew I was due for an oil change because it had been a year, and fucking the sticker was already peeling off of my windshield. So I was like, wow, like, how did I miss this? You know what I mean? When you're not paying attention to certain things in your life, that happens all the time. Like, I feel like not any sensible human being with a life doesn't have the time to check up. Like, you really got to be up on everything, or else something's going to slip through the cracks. Your health, your mental health, spiritual, physical, like, whatever it is, something, your money, like my dog. Like, I don't take Presley, like, on a walk every day. I wish I could, but there's just days where I just don't. Like, I just want to sit, like, lay down and just rest, you know what I mean? I had a real big issue with that, where I wasn't getting enough rest, and I would literally take naps during the days, and that was because I was really pushing my body to do physical activity that I would kind of ignore my body. Now I'm just like, I try to do it in moderation. My point is, you're not going to be up on everything all the time. If you can, that's great, but me personally, like, hey, come on, dog, like, let's be real. You're not going to be 100% on top of everything you got to do. Going back to, like, my mental is, like, pretty whatever. Like, I feel like I get anxiety here and there, but I feel like I'm dealing with it better. Like, when I noticed I was getting, like, heavy anxiety was about 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago. That was, like, pretty much when I got my car fixed. Like, 2 years ago, I started thinking crazy, and I started getting crazy, like, anxiety pretty consistently. Now, I feel like I'm pretty good. Even when I would do God's Hour episodes, like, 2 years ago, my mind would wander, and I remember thinking, like, holy shit, how can I be thinking some crazy shit while I'm doing the podcast? So that's when I knew I had to keep myself in check. And then going back to what I always say, like, finding the triggers and seeing what it is. So with my health, I've been having bad bowel movements, and I've been trying to figure out why that is, like, why I'm feeling sick. Is it because I'm eating red meat? I'm lactose. I don't like, my body can't handle eggs. I have a very, like, I'm borderline IBS. I think I'm pretty much IBS at this point, because I had to go to the doctor, called the doctor up, shout out to my doctor. You know, I saw the doctor, and they hit me up with these fucking back end fees. Like, I paid, you know, a $10 upfront copay, and then they sent me a bill for like another 40, like if they wanted a 50, like if my fee was 50 flat. And I was like, fuck that, I'm gonna just call the doc and see how that happens. I just had to pay a 10 copay fee flat, and then he just talked to me, you know, what's going on. I told him what's going on. He ordered me some lab movements. I had to get blood drawn and some samples. And I haven't got my blood drawn in fucking years, guys. It's easily been like close to 10 years since I've had my blood drawn or any kind of samples like that. Or just like regular checkups. The last time I had a regular checkup before like 2022, it could have easily been like 4 years, easy. So just trying to be on top of my health and be conscious of the fact that our bodies are like not machines, but are like the vehicles of our lives, and you can't just be like ignoring your health. Especially like with the Mexican community, we just be like, oh, brush it off, like, oh, you're fine, or just take this, or we use holistic medicines. And I do believe that like Western astrology, here we go, Western medicine and the hospital medicine practices and shit like that, I do feel like it's inferior to a lot of the holistic medicine out there, especially like in the eastern parts of the world. Specifically when we went to China, I remember we saw a doctor, especially with my dad. He had high blood pressure, super overweight, and they were giving him like teas and herbal medicines and shit like that. So they were trying to get him right. They weren't like, yo, dog, get these fucking diet pills, get these fucking, you know, we're gonna get you on Prozac or none of that shit. They were like, yo, you need to fucking get up and exercise or whatever they told him, right? They didn't give him like a whole bunch of pills or you know, they didn't just give him a bottle and a prescription, right? So with me, I got my blood drawn, and this was like the first time I got like super anxiety, but I didn't really feel like I was gonna have a panic attack. I felt like the borderline, like, oh fuck, it's gonna get to that point. But I didn't even want to see it. I just gave him my arm and I looked away and I looked and I felt the pinch and all right, but I'm like, it's taking long. I want to say it took about a minute, 2 minutes. When it's 2 minutes of them drawing your blood out, he didn't even tell me, which I'm glad, because if he told me 7, I probably would have freaked the fuck out. But I'm noticing, you know, I'm hearing the pop, like I'm hearing the caps, like, clip, like, clap, plip, 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 plip. I'm like, how many fucking vowels is this fool taking out of me? And I look, and once I heard 4, once I heard him cap 4 vowels, I was like, oh, hell no, what the fuck? And I look over, he's like, yo, we got a few more to go, man. We got 7. I was like, fuck. And I was like, he was like, you good? He kept telling me, you good? You good? And I was like, to me, that kind of like freaked me out even more. And I was like, okay, like, I'm good, fool. Like, just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, let me concentrate on not fucking gonna have a panic attack over here. And even like the other doctors and shit, they were like looking at me, which is cool and shit. I just appreciate that the nurse or whatever, if they're called nurses, at the radio, is it radiology where they take your blood out? But they were cool about it. Like, they were like just making sure if I was okay. Got my blood drawn, got some samples, and when I found out, it was true. Like, something is up with my pancreas, and nothing crazy like cancer or something. Or all of my levels are pretty good. It's just something that, like, my high. I'm like starting to develop like early high blood pressure, which is like, it broke my heart because my dad and my mom have it heavy. Something else that has something to pertain to diabetes, and then the shit with the pancreas, like I think you're supposed to have like somewhere, but like, let's just say less than, I don't remember the numbers, like less than 20 of whatever it is. I think it's called lipase, this test or something like that. And I ended up being at like 79, which is like, I think if you hit 80, you're like, dog, you need to be like hospitalized or something. So hopefully the doctor reaches out to me soon. I don't know what all these tests mean. He's gonna tell me it. I barely got my things back, like my results. But it was kind of scary, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm thinking like, fuck, man, like, well, because that test where I was like high and shit was the first, like, one of the first tests. And I was like, fuck, like, they just kept coming in, your results. And I was like, wow, you know, like, I have cancer. I have fucking, I'm gonna die. Like, you know what I mean? I'm thinking for the worst and shit like that. Because I'm not up on my health, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to, like, make it all logical in my head. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Like, everything else, I'm pretty solid. I'm young. I'm fly. I'm fucking, look at me. I'm a G. I'm great. I'm look at me. Look at Fabio, baby. You know, it's just the health, your body and shit is not a joke. Your body is your temple, and you need to take care of yourself. So it just really put it in perspective for me, and I don't think I was ever on it because I never really cared. You know, this is like back in the mindset of me like getting all fucked up and not caring about life, and now I'm really seeing that now for the first time. I'm finally pulling out of grieving and pain and carrying all that heavy energy and just letting go of the shame and the guilt and whatever heavy feelings I have, and just living life, you know what I mean? It took years. Like, it's probably easily taken me 12 years but then this is compounded by, like, from start to finish 12 years, but like from, I think the last homie I lost that it really took a toll on me was Josh, which was 2018. But then you know, I got kicked out of my house because of some bullshit, which was 2019. So when I came back, it was 2020. So compounded with all of that, it took me this long for me to like really get my shit together and take a hold of my life. Not just live, but be present in the moment and take control of my life and see it for what it is, instead of like surviving. Instead, that's what it is. Instead of surviving, I'm living, right? And like not too many corny words. You know, that's just the best way I could describe it. You know, I was going through shit for the longest time, And I feel like now I'm finally on a better path to just being better, right? And I couldn't be any more prouder of myself. I really do appreciate the fact that I'm living life, and I'm meeting so many people. I think I talked about, you know, the 6-month anniversary of the clothing brand, and I just got more ideas. I got more clothes I'm going to send out. So I got a lot of things going on. So if you're not up on your health, please, I implore everybody out there to go. If you're not checked out, I'm not saying, you know, fucking call your doctor every week. I'm just saying, like, do them, you know, once a year. Go see the doctor if there's any pain, because that's what it was for me. I think it was just like, for my work, I gotta go see the doctor, or get a physical at least, I think every year, because I'm DOT certified. But like, shit that wasn't making sense with my body. So that's when I really knew, like, and my mom is like a big advocate, because my mom was it a RT, like a respiratory therapist? Yeah, so my mom, she knows all about this shit, and she would always be like, yo, you need to go to the doctor, you go to the doctor, you know, you're covered, we got good fucking coverage, so go, you know what I mean? Forgot, I was going to go to another point. I don't know. My mom has always been pretty healthy. My mom's been pretty good, but my dad, I think I inherited a lot of, like, being overweight and shit like that, with, like, my father's side of the family having diabetes, high blood pressure, just obesity, shit like that. My fucking phone fell. That's what I get for talking shit. And, you know, I just want to take care of that. I want to take care of myself even more. I've lost about, if I'm 250, that means I lost about 86 pounds, you know? So I want to hit 100. I want to be 236 pounds. I would be 100 pounds down, and I would love that. I want to be there. And it seems like with the diet change I'm going to have to go through because of, like, my health, that'll be easy if I stick to it. I want to stick to it. When I stick to it, I should say, I'll get there. Because there's no way I'm going to keep living the way I'm living and not be healthy, and, you know what I mean, like, live the life I want to live the way I want to live it. Let me see. Let me get my phone. So I have a lot of bullshit topics. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell from the last couple of episodes, but I really like when I just have, like, topics like this. Like, I don't like having a lot of topics I just talk shit on. Maybe I'll fire them one after the other. But let me get like my what's going on in my personal life out of the way, because I feel like I like this energy right now, and I feel like we could be honest and talk one-on-one. I got into the job I've been wanting for years, since I was like 19, you know what I mean? I thought this was never going to happen. This company is a federal company. They do not hire a lot of people, and I just thank God that I have a start date. It's next Monday. That's why I kind of like been preparing these episodes. Like, this is June, but by the time you see it, it might be like the end of August. Like, I still haven't covered a Painter's Palisade. By the time you see this, like, I'm already going to be dropping videos. I'm getting a lot of things lined up for y'all to watch, because I already know once I've been part-time. That's how I can like make music and do the podcast and work and like sustain myself, is because I've been working part-time. Once I'm full-time and start doing overtime, this podcast, I'm not gonna lie, guys, like I'm gonna have to figure something out, because it's gonna be harder, you know what I mean? You know, there's this girl I've been talking to. I want to get serious with her, and like all this other shit that's been going on, and I got to take care of the dogs and the fishes and the family, and you know, so it's like really, I'm like really busy. So that's why I don't like doing this though. Like, I don't like being like months ahead, because it's like I like covering like, you know, current events. But then I could drop the clips, so I guess it doesn't even really matter. I could like drop clips like when shit happens if I really wanted to, which I don't really care to. Like, y'all know me, I'm gonna just drop whatever I want to feel like it, and that's that. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for clicks or likes or views. I really could care less. You know, as long as I'd rather people be on this journey with me through the God's hour, instead of fucking me having to chase shit for clout. Like, look at where I'm at. Look at what you're looking at. Do you think I give a fuck about being the highest rated or whatever the most liked? Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't need $1 million production studio. I don't need any of that. All I need is a fucking nice Feedman little camera, some nice glasses, a nice haircut, and a nice smile. And I'm good. I'm rocking. I'm ready to go. So, I got this job. I'm going to be getting busier. So I'm going to call my cousin. And he hasn't been calling me back and shit like that. He calls me like right before I'm going to get a haircut. He's like, yo, Primo, what's going on? You call me and shit like that. I'm like, you too big to fucking call your fucking big cousin back? I thought you was too cool for school, fool. Like, what the fuck is going on? He was like, nah, like, what the fuck? Like, he's just been busy. He got a girl too, so it's like, and they call it puppy love. Yeah, so, you know, I totally understand. I can't really relate because I feel like I haven't been in love and been seeing a girl like that in a super fucking long time, but I understand. I get it. You know, shout out to my cousin, you know what I mean? But I told him, like, do you got a start date yet? Because him and my other cousin, I'm pretty sure I talked about this, they're trying to get in too. I got a start date. I don't know about my other cousin, but I want all of us to be in the company, because once we're in this company, we're set for life. Like, I don't even have to do, like, what is it? I said this on the Get to Know Me podcast. Like, I don't need to do shit. I don't. This shit right here is like, it's therapeutic, and it's therapy. It's art. It's creative passion that I do, and that's about it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't look at this for no money, no clout, no none of that shit. I think that's pretty obvious. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I guess we could get into like the fun shit now. Today was pickup day. My dad got it's funny because I told my pops, I'm a super good salesman. I told my pops, yo, we need a fucking Ruger PC pistol carbine, because this shit is the best self-defense. You know, it's a rifle that chambers, pistol calibers, 9mm. You could put hollows in there, some them hollies, you know what I mean? You don't got to worry about fucking hitting the neighbor. Like, you're good to go, you know what I mean? And you know what's crazy too is I think it's Smith & Wesson that makes 45 pistol carbines, but I don't think they sell them in Cali. But anyway, they sell 45 pistol carbines. I'm gonna get all over that shit because I've been playing Fallout 4, and there's some shit that's a 45 rifle, not 45-70, but the 45 ACP. Fire. Fucking fire, you know what I mean? I just love guns. You already know. This is the God/Guns Hour. So my pops bought a rifle, and I bought me this BEA. Now, they're not paying me to do this, so y'all know I don't have any sponsors. If I had sponsors, you would know. Hello, this is the God's Hour podcast. And today, for today only, or this episode is sponsored by Imperial Apparel. Imperial, the greatest and most quality fabric in the world. Paid for by the Imperial World Order. That's how you know it'd be sponsored. But I got this beautiful Springfield Armory. Do I have it out? I have it out, yeah. It came with the sick-ass bag, too. I'm going to bring the bag out. Bring the bag out real quick. And I love, bro, Springfield is killing the game right now with just their presentation. Way better than Glocks. Glocks comes with... Glocks... No, not to shit on Glocks, but Glocks come with, you know, their fucking stupid little briefcase ass looking. Look at this. Very sleek. Very nice. Very nice. It's just a regular little box. Just a regular... Like, what is this? These look like the you could sell candy bars. Hello, sir. Would you like a fucking, you know, some cakes or whatever the fuck? And then this beautiful bag. Like, I'm a big fan of this. I'd rather them, like, take this home and shit. Like, I'd rather go home with a bag like this. Like, and this feels really nice. Like, in here you could... Oh, I guess the other one was better, but my dad got a Springfield 1911 TRP, and the bag that came with that, it was very nicer. It seemed like you could put 2 1911s in there. I know that because there's a little bag like this that we put his Hellcat in the bag with the 1911. But this is fire. Like, I love the fact that, you know, you could fucking... You could have this, right? Let me see. How's it gonna fit? You have the bag, right? Right, you have the bag. But then, it's right here. This is a beautiful 1911. It's very, oh shit, there goes the bag. Here I go for fucking trying to talk and be on the microphone and all that shit while I'm trying to handle. And I hate handling the guns on my, cause I hate the smell of fucking, what is it? The lead on my fingers and shit and all the gun oil. But basically, this is one of the sexiest looking 1911s ever. This model in particular is the 1911A1 loaded. So it has the skeletal hammer, night sights, serrated, I think that's how you call it, right? Serrated back handle right here. It came with 2 magazines. You know, empty clip. I don't want anybody, you know, I don't want anybody thinking that fucking, hold on. I don't want anybody thinking that my shits are loaded when I do the podcast. Like, why would I have a fucking, the fuck is, how come it's not going in? Here we go. Here I go looking like a stupid ass on my own podcast. Why isn't it going in? Oh, here it is. It's just a little fucking slap-a-dap-a-roo, but, yeah, so, basically, me and my dad basically have the same 1911. I just wanted a 1911. Daddy's got a new 45. And, yeah, I've just been wanting a 45 of my own. I just love the TRP. Y'all already knew I was gonna fucking, you know, I've been wanting a 45. I just love the way that the Springfield is a great brand, and the TRP just really held it down for me at the range. And just off of that alone, I had such a great experience that I was like, I need my own 1911. So basically, well, I'm trying to drop the slide. I don't think I can with the mag in there, because I'm trying to talk and not fuck this shit up. But yeah, so Daddy's got a new 45. And it's a sexy fucking, shit was kind of hella expensive though. I had to take money out of my 401. But you know, that was the whole plan. I was like gonna fucking take money out of my 401. I saved like a good ass amount of money, bought the pistol, and I'm putting money towards the business. And why I love 45s is it's very menacing. I just love the menacing factor. And not just that, but besides, I love shooting them. So, like, why not shoot something that I feel like is a greater caliber than a 9mm? Right here we have some hollow points. So, look. Y'all know I love me some hollies. So, this is a holly. Boom. This is, I don't want to shout this brand out because we need to get paid at some point. So, that was a 9mm, right? And this is a 45. Now you could clearly see the fucking hollow point. And for those of you who need a better fucking depiction, the one that you're seeing on your left, right? The smaller one is a 9. The other one is a 45. So, I don't need to fucking tell you guys that it doesn't take a fucking genius to tell you that a 45 will stop anybody dead in their fucking tracks. Just a fucking box of 20 weighs like significantly more than 9mm, and it makes sense. Bigger bullet, greater stopping power, yada yada. So, and I don't know why they held the, oh, that's right. When I bought the pistol, they held these bullets, and they were like, oh yeah, just get it when you pick it up. And I was like, why? And he was like, the clerk or whatever you call him, the cashier, he was like, oh, it'll just be like if they're on layaway. And I think my dad told me, oh, you have to own the whatever caliber you own at your house. It could be the only ammo you buy. So let's say you didn't have a 380 and you wanted to buy 380 ammo. Sorry, you can't fucking buy 380, which is not the case. in California, and I just spoke to the, as of this video, maybe in the future it'll fucking change. Maybe at some point they'll get rid of all the fucking ammo, and you'll have to only have fucking BBs to defend yourself. But you could buy any ammo, it doesn't matter. Like, you know, 22, fucking line ball. If you fucking can find that shit, you definitely can't get that shit in Cali, unless you talk to some fucking redneck that just came from some fucking cave somewhere from Nevada. So, yeah, I'm just, you know, I can't wait to go shoot. And this was fucking expensive, y'all. This shit was crazy. And what's so funny is that this reminds me of both of my grandpas, because my abuelito Lupe, he was in World War II. You know, this is when World War II is where the 1911 got its fame from. And then my Papa Nacho, he was in the military. I don't know how long, I don't know the logistics. I think it was in Mexico when he served, but he told me, he would always tell me, and I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but he would be like, you know, I would go to him, and when I'll come home from school, and he would look at me and he would be like, look, when you're old enough, when you're 18, I'm gonna get you a pistol, you can fucking put on your holster, I'm gonna get you a horse, you can ride with your girl, and you know what I mean? He made it, he like romanticized like the ranchero lifestyle to me, you know what I mean? And it was dope. And thinking back, like, some people are just not raised like that. Some people hate guns because of how they're raised or whatever bullshit, the Black Lives Matter movement, not to shit on them or talk shit, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's really like how you're raised, and I feel like some people just are not into firearms, which is fine. But I just feel like when people shit on guns and they say we need to get rid of firearms, it's like, you're fucking crazy. Go fuck yourself. Like, I would never have those stupid ass opinions. Like saying guns are bad because they kill people, or like guns are bad because people get shot, is like saying cars are bad because people get run over. It's like, no shit. But it's up to everybody's responsibility to respect and obey the laws. No shit. The reason why we have guns is because fucking, if anybody comes at you, you gotta come at them with something. And that's all it is. That's the bottom line. I'm not saying it's cool to go out and commit crimes and shoot people. And I try to advocate that in my songs. As much shit I talk about, like shooting and shit like that, I never want anybody to misconstrue my music with my illegal gun violence. Not all gun violence is illegal, bro. If you try to stab me or assault with a deadly weapon, I'm well within my rights to eviscerate your ass if I feel the need. I'm in fear for my life and I need to protect myself. And that's all I ever try to promote in my music. I don't promote, like, especially with the young kids, y'all, like, because I know how impressionable younger kids are to the world. And I know it's cool. You think you're cool with your homies' guns that they just found in a sewer or some shit like that, but guess what? That gun probably got 3 bodies on it. And you're going to end up being pressured to snitch, and a lot of people aren't going to stand up. So are you going to take the rap at 14 years old? Probably not. You're probably going to end up tattletelling, and you're probably going to be a mark for life because you got into some shit you didn't even understand. So I thank God I was never into no crazy shit or grew up like in those kind of situations, you know what I mean? So that's why I try to like come at that point. Yes, this is entertainment. Yes, this is me venting like all my like artistic frustration on the mic, but I just don't want anybody thinking it's cool to get a gun and go shooting people. Like, that's very far. Like, I would like to just say that you're fucking dumb if you do that, and I do not condone that whatsoever. I do, however, condone the right to bear arms and the right to self-defense when lethal force is necessary, and that's all it is, you know what I mean? If you have a problem with that, you could suck a fucking dick, you know what I mean? So that's just how I feel. So that's kind of what all I had to talk about, like, personally, and this shit is just like, I have a whole heap of shit. Just maybe I'll just do like one, because we're already kind of like out of, like, I already want to wrap it up. But let's see. Okay, so this is some shit I thought was Oh, well, actually, going back to the snitch shit, like, everyone's calling Bun B a snitch because he shot the dude who invaded his home and he testified against him. Guess what, guys? That's not snitching. I think snitching got too tied to tattletelling, right? Tattletelling and snitching are two very different things. If we're kids, or if we're anybody for that example, and especially at work, there's a lot of tattletales. That's not snitching. I wouldn't call people, like, okay, so look, here's what snitching is. If we're in the game, if we sell drugs, we're in the game. There's no way you could sell drugs and call the cops and on your enemies and shit, even though that happens. That happens all the time with people. It's just, that's what snitching is. It's, we're in the game. I rob you, you rob me. Theoretically, right? I'm not saying this has ever happened to me or anybody else or incriminating anybody. I'm just saying, let's just theoretically put that out there. If we're both in the game, me and you, let's just say mano y mano. If we sell drugs, I rob you, you rob me. We rob each other. It's between us. If I pick up the phone and I call any law enforcement and I say, hey, this dickhead over here, he robbed me, he sells drugs, and I get picked up, like if I get fucking put in handcuffs and that's my way to get out of prison, you're a fucking snitch. And in prison, the snitches not only get stitches, but they get killed. You know what I mean? So, and people are so fucking stupid. I think that just got carried to, like, tattletelling. We're in work and shit like that, or like, people try to threaten the, like, oh, if you do this, you're a snitch. It's like, no, I'm not, bro. I'm trying to do my job. And you're not. Like, you're just trying to take it easy. You're trying to sit down at work and not do anything while I do all the work. And if I tell the manager you're not doing anything, that's not snitching, bro. That's you not doing your work, and you need to fucking do something instead of trying to get paid and not do shit. You know what I mean? Very different. Just to put that out there. Bun B is not a snitch. I love Bun B. I'm not that big into his music, but he's a great person. He's a great businessman. Shout out to Bun B. And just one last thing, man. There's this dude. I'm going to shout him out because I'm probably going to shit all over this fool right now. C Styles, he got a song called God's Favorite featuring OT, I was going to call him OT the Mexican. That Mexican OT, who is the Mexican that be rapping in Texas. So this song is horrible. In my opinion, I don't like it. I think this fool C Styles is probably, he only been rapping probably 5 days combined in all the fucking hours and shit he spent writing or something like that, and that's being very generous because I've definitely put years into the game, like combined. Like, I'm not talking about you spent like 2 hours writing and recording. I'm talking about writing, recording for other people, producing. There's like a whole lot of shit like that I've done, and you can hear it in my music. Like, I was just listening to Green Light 3, and I'm like, damn, this album is not that good to me anymore. Even with Sonia, I was so proud of that album, and Green Light 3. Those were two albums when I came out. I was like, there's not too many, these are the albums I stand behind, like, wholeheartedly. Now I don't really feel that way anymore. Now I look at them kind of like almost cringeworthy now, you know what I mean? Black Magic Ratchet was like one of my favorite songs off of Green Light 3, and I listen to it now, and I'm just like, you know, like, it lost, not that it lost value, but it just lost the, like, the fucking, it lost some of its, not flavor. I'm shitting on my own music without trying to, but, like, that's just what it is. It's not hitting for me like it used to, you know what I mean? So, with Green Light 4, I listen to that album now, and I'm just like, yeah, like, I wholeheartedly stand behind this, just because I know as an artist and as a person I'm growing and I'm getting better and progressing. So that's what I stand behind. I think that's what it is. It's just me standing behind my progression and not necessarily the music at the time. I forgot what else. Oh, so going back to this song, man. This fool, I think in the comment section he was like, "Yo, I got a bag." They're like, "Yeah, like." OT Mexican, that Mexican OT finessed you for the bag. He's paid $5,000 for that verse, and I saw a YouTube video of this fool, you know, how he paid that Mexican OT to do a song, and they did a music video. The fucking song is trash. OT literally squeezed water out of a rock by doing this verse for this dude. And I think he killed it, OT, but the song is just not good. And the song, the as of today, as of right now, the video only has like 77,000 views. I would see, this is why I never pay to perform. I never pay to payola or no shit like that, because it's like it only gets you so far. Like, really, I feel like payola only works out if you're already in those like super higher up positions where you know the fucking radio DJs and you know the distributors and the yada yadas. But at that point, it's not like you're not paying to play, you're investing in your career. You get what I mean? Like, if I know Funk Flex and Funk Flex is cool with me and he plays my music on the radio, and all I have to do is be cool with him and we go eat and I might pay for lunch or something and we just talk and we build and, you know, on some real homie shit, that's very different from saying, hey Flex, yo, here's an envelope, play that, you know what I mean? And I get one spin, and that one spin gives me like 100,000 views on Spotify or something. But like, you know what I mean? Like the algorithms, and they don't even pay you out. Like, so it's like, so what did that money get you versus had you invested that money into like equipment or whatever it is, like whatever hustles you had on the side, like me, like putting it in the clothes or something like that. You know? So you really got to look at your career and think, do I really want to pay for this song? Like I told Chava, like, would you pay for a feature? And he's like, hell yeah. Like, he wants to get a feature from like, I think Chris Crack or like other fools or shit like that. I would never do it. I'm not going to pay it back. I love my comedy. Guess what, Mach? I love you to death. Salute. You pushed me in my career. I'm never going to pay you to get on the song because I feel like your clout will advance my career. I will pay you money because as a businessman, I understand the cost of doing business. I don't ever need clout or fame or nothing out of music. And I think that's something that young artists or all artists need to realize, is that it's not all about the money. It's about what you can do for yourself better than trying to cut corners and do a little bullshit like that. Message of the day is just, you know, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, man. Steady elevation. You know what I mean? It's a real understatement, and I feel like I got to hammer it home. It's just, you got to be consistent on, you got to stay persistent with yourself and in your life, man, because little bumps in the roads will, like I think Mach said it, you know, a little bump like this will flip your fucking car over, you know what I mean? And, you know, I don't want people thinking like I am a super Mach fan, but it's just like, there's so many things that I feel like I got from Mach that I could like drop knowledge on people, that I'm going to do it. So just constant elevation and be aware of your life, man. I'm in a much better place right now, and I just thank God, man. I thank God that I put in a lot of the work. Putting in the work is the message. You have to put in the work to see these changes. Nothing's going to happen in your life by sitting down and not doing shit and eating Fritos and smoking weed. That's not how the world works. You could fucking believe in the secret, self-help books, and pray to God all you want. If you're not willing to put in the work, then you don't deserve any of these blessings. This is the God's Hour.